Welcome to Tactless Radio. Three, two, one. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Tactless Radio. Did you miss me? I missed you. I am your host, Be Bad. Come on in, get a blanket, grab a snack, get a glass of wine. Let's sit down so we can talk our mess, okay? What are we talking about this episode? Three things. I want to talk about how we need to be more particular about how we are using AI in terms of safety precaution, because a teenager was mistaken for having a gun in school and had the cops called on him when the entire time it was a Dorito bag. Second thing we're going to be talking about. Have you all come across this video of the woman in New York in a polka dot dress? She has been turned into a national hero. ICE recently dropped they funky asses into New York, and New Yorkers were like, we're not having it. And there is this woman in a polka dot dress, either leaving work or on her way to work, but she decides to stand in the middle of the street and say, fuck you, ICE, as we all would love to say, do say, and will say if we ever came across ICE. But it's not the lady in the polka dot dress I want to talk about. I want to talk about white women. We will get to that. And finally, I want to address what I like to call the truth. The truth. We are coming up to November 1st, where this government has been threatening to not give people their SNAP benefits. A lot of people are going to go hungry. A lot of children are going to go hungry. But there's a very interesting statistic that we recently learned about all of that. So we're going to get into it. So first thing that I want to talk about is this very upsetting video that I saw online of this teenager getting arrested because the AI system in his high school, which I didn't even know they had AI security systems. The AI security system at his high school thought that he had a gun and called the police to the school, treated him like a criminal. And I completely understand why schools feel the need to have such extensive security systems, but the entire time he didn't even have a gun. This child had a bag of Doritos. So they said that their AI security system functioned in the way it was supposed to. So the security system that falsely accused a child of having a gun when instead he had a bag of Doritos functioned properly. Now, here's the thing. I want y'all to take the fact that they said that seriously, because we have to think about the people who are developing these systems. There are a lot of Caucasians that are developing these systems who have biases, whether they don't think they do or not, who are not writing code, or they are not creating a specific tool that is going to encompass all of the individuals in the world. And they're going to lie and say they don't have the time, the funding, they have to push stuff out. It's in a beta form or a beta system, or it's in beta testing. But that does not change the fact that this 14-year-old child was traumatized because 8 cop cars came down to the school because they thought he had a gun. And it was a Dorito bag. Now, I don't want to say the obvious thing, but the child is Black. And the system thought he had a gun. Anyone else think that's weird? I think it's weird. Don't you think it's weird? I think it's weird. Like, how new is the system? Has this happened to any other student? If it has happened to another student, was it falsely accusing that student of having a firearm? What did that other student look like? I have questions, right? because there's no way that you can sit there and say that the system functioned as it was supposed to, and it falsely accused a Black child of having a gun. That means that something is wrong with the system. It's probably something wrong with the developers. And as we are allowing, which I hate that we are doing this, but as we are allowing for AI just to pretty much take over our lives and do everything for us, I think what we should be concerned about, outside of allowing AI to take over our lives, is the fact that AI is not as smart as we think it is. AI can still fuck up. AI can be wrong. You have to double check AI because sometimes it does not know what it's talking about or what it's doing. But we are now seeing that AI also has biases, probably really racist ones, like the people who created it. So please be particular about how you are using AI if you are a person who uses it. And if you are a person who is in charge of instilling AI into different areas of our lives to make it safer, then make sure that you're a person who is aware of their implicit biases, and make sure that you're not creating a system that is racist, sexist, xenophobic. Because if you're not consistently and intentionally working on creating an AI output or an AI system that is aware of those things, you are ultimately creating a system that is going to harm others and ultimately harm their lives. So, wanted to make sure that we were aware that there is now another new threat out on the horizon for Black people. Sad. But that's something that we always have to be aware of. You know, we have to keep our heads on a swivel. Now let's go ahead and talk about white women. White women, white women, white women. Come on in and take a seat and zip it. I don't want to hear nothing from y'all right now. What is going on with the fact that you all try to grab the lowest hanging fruit when it comes time to do some work in the streets? So if you are unaware, there is this brave, amazing woman who is in New York who decided that she was just fed up with ICE. She was absolutely tired with them. And she jumped into the middle of the street to stop a military tank, either on her way to work or she just got off, but Miss Mamas wasn't playing no games. Jumped into the street, gave them a double middle finger, fuck you, cussed everybody out, cussed them clean the fuck out. And every other New Yorker on the block came to assist Miss Ma'ams because she got it. She's that girl and she is the moment. And everybody is pretty much rallying behind her, supporting her, calling her the lady in the polka dot dress. We love her. What did white women decide to do with that love? White women decided to get on Amazon and purchase polka dot dresses, blazers, and maroon loafers. And at first, we were like, oh, is this for Halloween? No. Some of these white women decided that this was going to be their blue bracelet moment. And if you are not unaware of the blue bracelet moment, please go research it. Please go look it up. I do not have time to go back in history and talk about that tomfoolery. But this is basically white women's blue bracelet moment. They decided that they wanted to support other women. So they're going to cosplay a woman who is advocating for other women and their children because ICE is snatching women and children up off the streets and disappearing them. Instead of like really getting into the streets and doing the same thing that Lady in the Polka Dot Dress did, they're just going to dress up as Lady in the Polka Dot Dress and just be like, this is supposed to bring us together. This is supposed to unite us. We're supposed to stand arm in arm. They're trying to take away our rights. 66% of white women voted for Donald Trump. Y'all actually don't give a fuck about what's going on, nor do you care to advocate, ally with, or be an accomplice for other women. Okay? We can see right through that girl boss, girlhood bullshit y'all be on. You all are the reason why they are looking at no-fault divorce. You are the reason why abortion is illegal. You are the reason why I think November 7th, they're going to take gay marriage in front of the Supreme Court and they're going to argue if that's something that we get to keep. You all love to say that you give a fuck while doing absolutely everything opposite of that. I'm tired. My sisters and my brothers are definitely tired. Other white women are tired. I made a video about this on my TikTok, and there are white women in the comment section like, oh my God, girl, I am so sorry. On the behalf of my gender and my race, this is pretty fucking stupid. And I agree. It is pretty fucking stupid. But what else can we expect from white women when they clearly still have some of their rights, some of their privileges, or because of their proximity to Big Master, they're like, oh, well, I'm just going to be the last one to get my lickings. So I'm just going to be cooling until it is my time, until it's full blown Handmaid's Tale for them, because it is currently parable of the talents and parable of the sower for Black and brown women. Like currently they are snatching up Black and brown women off the streets. And I will say I did see them snatch up a white woman. So I actually thought I would see y'all out and about fighting a little bit more. But it is parable of the sower for Black and brown women. And they don't care. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck enough to actually put their money, their time, and their energy into something that would actually help everybody else. Instead, they're going to cosplay a woman who is actually doing that and call it support. And it's not until it's Handmaid's Tales for them, right? Because Handmaid's Tales is more so for white women. Will they actually give a fuck and care? Maybe actually then they will hit the streets and it won't just be a lovely little parade like y'all made the No Kings protest. I mean, no shade. Y'all had really cute signs. They were funny. You all had on really cool costumes. It looked like you all had a really good time. Your kids really enjoyed it. Y'all got amazing photo ops. It was a parade, though. It was not a protest. That was sponsored by your city's police department because you went out and asked for permission and got permits and y'all were out of there by 3 p.m. Yay! And we are now coming up to November 1st and people won't have their SNAP benefits. But your parade and your polka dot dress, girl, that's going to really do it. That's going to really get them. I don't want allies. I want accomplices. And rest in peace to Assata Shakur. But I want you all to understand that there is currently still, and I wish I knew her name. I'm going to try to put it somewhere in a description. But there is currently a white woman still in jail to this day because she helped Assata Shakur escape to Cuba. That's the type of white woman I'm looking for. I need you to get your hands dirty. I need you on the ground getting arrested with everybody else. Like your allyship from afar, your allyship through the screen, that doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything. So unless y'all are ready to get the fuck up and actually do something, girl, leave us alone. Leave us alone. And finally, I want to talk about something that I call the truth. Why do I call it the truth? Because one of the statistics that recently came out as we are nearing November 1st, and there are millions of people who will not receive their EBT or SNAP benefits, meaning that there's going to be a lot that changes for us, not just the people who receive SNAP benefits. It's going to affect us as a whole, even people who don't receive those benefits. As we are coming up to November 1st and we are dreading the fact that people are going to basically have to figure out how to feed their families and feed their children, a statistic came out about recipients receiving SNAP benefits. And I've seen some mixed data, so I am going to mention both that I have seen, but between 36% to 44% of SNAP benefit recipients are white. They're in the hood is taking all the SNAP benefits, and she doesn't deserve it because she keeps having children. She just popped out her 9th one, and that's where all of my tax benefits are going to Shaniqua and her 9 kids in the hood. I love this for y'all. I really do. I really do. I love this for y'all because what you're realizing is that Obamacare was the Affordable Care Act. It was ACA. Yeah, Obamacare was the Affordable Care Act, but y'all hated Obama so much that you got rid of Obamacare, and now everybody is struggling with their insurance. You said that all of the Black people and Latino people and immigrants were on EBT. They're wasting my tax dollars because they need to get the fuck up and get a job and stop mooching off the government. Maybe that would be you. That would be the white people and those red rural states who actually are working. But because minimum wage in this country is $7.25, you could be working 40 hours a week and still not have enough to make ends meet. And there are a lot of white people who are on EBT who probably didn't know that EBT was also the same as your SNAP benefits. So here's the thing, right? There have always been things that have protected us as Black people because we were not able to receive said government benefits. Like Black people being the reason why we have paramedics and EMTs in this country is because we would go to the hospital and they would turn us away, or paramedics would come and see that we were Black and just leave us to die on the streets, that we needed some type of triage system. Therefore, Black people created what we now consider our EMTs so that we could have some type of triage between when it happened en route to the hospital. And that was born out of the fact that we were discriminated against. So I want to just end this segment with the fact that sometimes rejection is protection. I'm going to say that again. Sometimes rejection is protection. As an example, see, the Black farmers are not as bad off as the white farmers. Well, why? Why do you ask? See, the thing that I recently learned was that a lot of white farmers were receiving government subsidies and government assistance for their farms, and even had buyers for their soy, for their wheat internationally before we put those tariffs on them, right? So they got a lot of government assistance for them to run these really, really large farms. Black people received no government assistance. Specifically, Black farmers received no government assistance. They actually had to sue the government for discrimination because they were purposely not giving government assistance to Black farmers. Now that they have taken away that government assistance for farmers, guess who's hurting the most? The white farmers, because they were the ones that were dependent. They were the ones that were dependent upon it. Black farmers have had to figure out how to make all this work without the government assistance. So guess what? They're not doing that bad right now. As the government attacks said farmers, Black farmers are like, baby, we've been had to make it work. We weren't getting subsidies. We weren't getting the handouts. So they're good. Another thing that's very interesting, as we do talk about them cutting the SNAP benefits, is that Black people typically were also discriminated against from getting SNAP benefits. SNAP benefits, like I said, majority of the people who are getting them, white. And then you would have Black families who are immigrants, brown families who also need that assistance, who were regularly denied SNAP benefits. So guess who already knows how to make a meal out of $2? A Black mom. Who already know how to make a bag of rice stretch for the week? A Mexican mom. Who know how to take that sauce and turn it into 3 different meals? An immigrant mom. Yup. That's why Granny had that garden in the back. That's why we know somebody who always got a bell pepper, an onion, because we did not receive the same benefits, the same handouts that everybody else received. They discriminated against us simply because of the color of our skin. So we've already understood how to make stuff stretch. So I already know when it comes to the brown kids, the black kids, the immigrant kids next month, they're going to be okay. We might have sugar sandwiches, syrup sandwiches. We might have to have a boiled hot dog, but them babies going to eat. Them babies are going to eat, okay? They're not going to miss out because we've always had to make it work with a little bit. Ain't nothing new around here for us. Also, I thought it was very interesting that they said that the immigrants were taking all the jobs. Remember that? When this all kicked off, they were like, the immigrants are taking the jobs. They're taking the jobs. Okay, so now the immigrants are gone because y'all are literally snatching them up and shipping them off somewhere that we don't know. But you all are not coming in to replace the immigrants for the jobs that you all said that they took from you. It's hard work, ain't it? Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to be out in that beating sun in the field for 13 hours. Nobody wants to be on top of the roof at that construction site. See, these are the jobs that nobody wants, but those are the same jobs that y'all are saying they take. And then the job market opens because now they're not coming to these positions anymore out of fear for their lives, and y'all don't step up. Y'all don't step in. Why is that? Oh, because you all actually don't know how to labor. Y'all don't know how to do hard work. Because a lot of those companies called those same immigrants back. They sure did. They were like, we missed you. We missed you. You have to come back. These white people, they don't know what they're doing. They can't be in the sun for 6, 7, 8 hours a day. We need you. Interesting how that worked. Interesting. Also, like I mentioned earlier, with the fact that y'all got rid of Obamacare, because it was Obamacare, even though it was also the Affordable Care Act. Another thing, Black people don't trust doctors. We've not been trusting doctors for a very long time in this country. So the fact that you all are getting rid of Medicaid and Medicare, Black people, we've had to figure a lot of things out when it came to us being sick and how we fix those sicknesses at home. Homeopathic medicine, Granny got a cure for everything. And we crack jokes about the ginger ale, but the ginger ale and the brown toast and a little bit of soup and some Jerry Springer and a day away from school really fixed you. And guess what? We're going to have to go back to doing that. It's a lot of natural things that we have in the house, like a little bit of whiskey and a little bit of honey. Somebody always got some mint in the back, spearmint, peppermint, tea tree oil for cuts. We are going to go back to our roots. And the thing is that we have roots to go back to, especially since they're taking away how we can access medical care. But they've always been affecting the way that we are able to get medical care. So for us, we are finally able to say, you know what? Strip it away. Take it away. We will make a way out of no way every single time. Every single time we're going to make a way out of no way. So with them taking away subsidies for farmers, Medicaid, Medicare, SNAP benefits so we can eat, the people who said the Blacks are mooching, the immigrants are mooching, the Browns, they're mooching. It looks like we're about to see who was actually mooching. Because my people and a lot of other people, they're going to be okay. We can always figure it out. We've had to. Ain't that funny? And that's why I call it the truth. Because now white people are realizing that they were the ones getting the handouts, that they were the ones on government assistance, that they were the ones that needed the subsidies. But the crazy thing is, they feel like that's what they deserve. Everybody else can't get a handout. Them, though, they the only ones that's supposed to get one. And we're seeing them scream, shout, snot, and cry because they're not getting the handouts that they believe they deserve and no one else deserves them. So we'll see. I do know one thing, though. The Black and brown and immigrant kids, they're going to be okay, as they always are. Thank you again for coming to another episode of Tactless Radio. Catch me next week as we talk about a couple of more things going on in the world. Make sure that you are following me Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and also Facebook. I will see you guys next time. Mwah. Bye.